Welcome to TickerTaco, and I'm really glad that you found this website. I'm starting a revolution in retail investor trading. After working at BlackRock and going to their conferences, I picked up on what some of the top traders do to stay ahead of the game. And one thing that really stuck in my mind was a conference when they were talking about the psychology of the investor. And I'm sure that we've all gone through this. We've come back to a stock that we've invested in because some news has changed the current stock price. And we make a rash decision to buy and sell based on that current news. This conference at BlackRock taught me that one of the biggest changes that they made was to make sure that their traders wrote down why they made the trade in the first place. And by going back and cross-referencing that with the current news, they were able to make much better decisions and their performance shot up. So if you're tired of selling just for the stock price to shoot up afterwards, or you're tired of buying just for it to fall afterwards, then maybe TickerTaco is what you need to improve your performance. TickerTaco is like a Wikipedia for stocks. It's about bringing all of the retail investor knowledge into one place, so we can share that knowledge and finally get an edge on the institutional investors. But TickerTaco shouldn't be just where you come to get your information. Once you've done your due diligence, you can add it into TickerTaco. So at any point in the future, you can come back and check to see why exactly you made those investments. And not only that, but you can share it with the community, and then you can also share in the knowledge of that community. This really is a powerful free tool that retail investors have needed for a long time now. In this video, I'm going to be going through some of the features in TickerTaco and showing you how it can help you make sense of new and existing stocks. So just take a few minutes of your day to find out what TickerTaco can do for you. I guarantee you won't regret it. So I'm going to start off by going through how you can add your own due diligence into TickerTaco. But I've created YouTube chapters, so if you want to skip ahead to any part of this video, then please feel free. So I'm at the home page, which is the page you'll come to after signing in. And if we scroll down, we can see some of the stocks that have already been added into the system. Now, if your stock isn't there, it's really easy to add it. You just go to the plus symbol. So I'm going to type in RIGL, which is the ticker symbol for Rigel Pharmaceuticals, which is a stock I've been interested in investigating. I'm going to click search. So you can see here that it's found my stock. So I'm just going to click add ticker. And there we go. It's as simple as that. It's already been added into the system and I can start to add my due diligence. Now, one of the great things about this is that it uses the ticker symbol to generate the links. So in a few seconds, you're already getting great benefit out of TickerTaco. You now have easy access to the investors' relations, stock twits, charting information, financials, articles, earnings calls, SEC filings, analyst ratings, institutional ownership, insider trading, short interest, and the earnings call calendar. Basically, it's quick and easy access to nearly all of the information that you're going to need about a company to do your due diligence. Of course, it's not going to do all of the work of the research for you, but it's a great benefit in getting you started. So I can now go straight to the financials page, for example. So we can see here that Rigel has actually had some quite strong revenue growth in the last few years. Now, this is something that I might want to note down. So I go back to TickerTaco, I go to points, add a new ballpoint, and I'm going to say strong revenue growth. And I'm going to take that link and copy it in there. So proof is something you're going to see a lot throughout TickerTaco. And you can see here that it's a required field. This is really important. So if in the future I want to come back and fact check this, then it's really quick and easy for me to do that. So in the description, I might want to say something more, something like, in the last 3 years, it's gone from $140 million to $180 million. And then I can click the create button and voila, I have my first ballpoint. Of course, you can also add bare points. And on top of that, if you click into these points, you can add sub-points. So this allows you to create a really comprehensive picture about the stock that you're investing in. Another important section of this is the revenue streams. You can think of this as the pipeline, except you can also add other types of revenue streams. So what we might want to do here is go to links, and then we're going to go to investor relations, check out their pipeline, and we can see here that they have Tavalisi. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. So we might want to go into here And I'm just going to copy the name, go back to TickerTaco, revenue streams, add new revenue stream, and I'm just going to put that there in their summary. I'm then going to put the address of the drug website into the proof. We can also add disease category, which is quite important, but we can do that another time. And then the phase, this is actually an accepted drug, so we will go to accepted phase. Now there are other settings that you can put in there, of course, that's going to help things out in the future, but this video is just for the broad overview. So what I'll do instead is go to a ticker that already has this information filled out, Diligence, and if we go to revenue streams, we can see they have 3 different types of revenue streams: IBIS RELA, product supply revenue, and exposure. So if we click into one of them, we can see here that it's got revenue guidance, the disease category, the proof of where the guidance came from, and the expiry date, which is of course very important. So in order to add revenues, you will go to show revenues, and then you can use the add button here to add revenues. And then you can get a really good insight into how your company is generating revenue and which revenue streams are growing and shrinking. So if we go back to Rigel, the next thing I want to show you is catalysts. So these are important events for the company that will often affect the stock price. Another crucial piece of information for any investor. And one of the most important catalysts for a company is of course their earnings calls. So we can go to the links, we can go to earnings calendar, and we can see here that the next earnings call is predicted for August the 4th at 4 p.m. So I'm going to copy that address, catalysts. So that's going to be the ERQ2 2025. That's the proof. And it was the 4th of August at 4 o'clock. So it's not a multi-day event. It's not an all-day event, but it is currently an estimate. So I'm going to create that catalyst. So there we go. We have our first catalyst for Rigel Pharmaceuticals. So with revenue streams, points and catalysts, you're going to have a really good overview of any stock. If you're going to put your hard-earned money on the table, it's worth doing your research. And if you're going to do your research, why wouldn't you save it? Not only does it benefit you when you come back later to take a look, but it also helps the community around you. This is the only way that the retail investors are going to be able to fight back. We all need to come together and share our knowledge. And talking about sharing, that brings me to the next part of this screen, rooms. So in order to talk about rooms, I'm going to have to go back to a stock that already has its information filled in. So I'm going to go back to Diligence and points. And we can see here that this has a number of ball points and bear points. So whenever anyone adds a ball point or a bear point, it will get added into these lists, no matter who the user is. But you have the ability here not only to select from the available points which you want in your list, but you also have the ability to order them. So for example, I could say that this is less important now and put it there. And then if I go back, we can see it's now been reordered. Now, if you do that without a room, then you'll be able to see your own orderings. But what if you wanted to share that information? If we go to catalysts and check out the previous catalysts, again, any catalyst added by anyone will come into this list, and you might not want to be able to see those catalysts. Something else is the chat room. So anyone can comment in these chat rooms and you have no control about that. So what rooms does, it provides you a way to have control over all of that. It allows you to share the points that you've selected and ordered. It allows you to hide catalysts that you don't think is important. And it allows you to control the chat either by blocking members or deleting posts. So if you're interested in building a community around your stock, then rooms is the way to do it. And it's really simple and easy to do. You just have to go to rooms, add a room, click create, and there we go. I've created a room and we can see here that I'm now in the room. We can open this to get some information about the room. We have here my username as the administrator. No other members have joined the room yet. And there's even a way for members to donate money to you to say thank you for the effort that you've put in. So if I go to Catalyst now, select a catalyst. This is the HR 5074. If I open that, say I don't want to see that in this room, I can now click to hide that catalyst. And we can see that the catalyst is no longer in that view. If we go to chat, then we can see none of the other messages are coming in here. It's just the messages written by the members of the room when they're in this room. And then if we go to points, we can see all of the points are grayed out because we haven't yet created the lists for this room. So as an example, I can quickly do that. I can go in there and I can say that I think this is the most important, and then this one underneath, and the other ones I don't want to include. If I go back now, we can see that these are no longer grayed out and that they're in the order that we wanted them to be in. So hopefully you can see that you don't need to use rooms. It's the next level of complexity, but if you want to build up a community through this website, then it's a great tool to enable you to do that, and even gives you an avenue to receive donations. There's a few more small but very important things I want to take you through in this website before we finish. These aren't about doing your own due diligence, but making the most of the due diligence of others. So if we go to the home page, we can see that we have this favorites tab here, but as it says, no favorite tickers are yet selected. So say that I was interested in Verona, I could go in here, and then up here I can click to add it to my favorites. Go back to the home screen, and we can see there it is in my favorites. And one of the great touches to this is that I can now see the catalysts from the home page. So if I were to pick another favorite, like IO Vance for example, add that as a favorite, go back to the home page. Now in the catalysts, I not only see the catalysts for Verona, I also see them for IO Vance. Now this is critically important for anyone keeping track of the portfolio. I can quickly and easily see what's coming up in the next few weeks and months for the stocks that I'm interested in. Another great feature, if we go to one of the stocks, is that for many of the pages we have subscriptions. All you have to do is click on this bell icon, and now whenever any points are added to Verona, it will send you an email. So I hope that you can see the value in TickerTaco as I do, and you'll use this powerful tool for your due diligence. Let's build the community that we deserve together. If you ever have any questions at all, then my personal email address is on the home page. Please don't hesitate to send me a message.